Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Keem's Catch. In today's video, we are exploring what locals like to call Colorado's poor man's Alaska, the Dream Stream. I'll walk you through how I approach this water and the strategies I use. This section of the South Platte River is called the Dream Stream because of the large fish that migrate upstream from 11 Mile Reservoir. There are plenty of fish to catch year-round, but the best fishing occurs March through early May during the spring run when cutbows move into the river, and late September through November during the fall run when brown trout and kokanee salmon swim through the system. But don't worry, there are plenty of resident trout to catch throughout the year. This stretch flows through the Charlie Myers State Wildlife Area, stretching about 3 miles in a straight line, but with nearly 6 miles of winding meadow water that holds some of the biggest trout in the state. Anglers from all over the world come here to chase browns, rainbows, and kokanee salmon to get a small taste of what it feels like to fish in Alaska. The Dream Stream is divided into two sections by a 39-mile road. The upper section has 4 parking lots and is more popular for general all-round trout fishing. The lower section shines during the shoulder seasons when big trout move up to spawn and when the kokanee salmon runs. There's a parking lot there as well, but you will need a state park pass to access it. The Dream Stream is one of the most difficult places to fish on the South Platte River, not only because the fish are technical, but because the exposure and conditions can be rough. Calm, non-windy days are rare out here. You'll find a great mixture of riffles, runs, pools, and pocket water, prime trout habitat. Over the years, several improvement projects have helped increase trout biomass and density, including in-stream boulder placements, cross veins, and submerged logs. When it comes to fishing this area, there are a few things I look for. I like to target bends and sections of the river with character, places where trout can hide, rest, and feed easily. I also like to target mid-channel shelves. When trout are actively feeding, they'll sit right on the edge of a drop-off. These spots are excellent during a hatch and trout will position themselves to eat. If you see a fish suspended on a drop-off, you can almost guarantee they're going to eat your fly. Another characteristic I look for is in-stream boulders, especially if you're targeting big fish. As you navigate through, especially the upper section of the river, you will notice a group of boulders that form diamond shapes. Capitalize on those features. I like to run my line along the closest edge of the boulder group and then if possible through the middle of the boulders. If you're after trophies, especially brown trout, this is one of the prime places to find them, even though the chance of tangling is high. Many anglers don't realize that these boulders often create undercuts and mini mid-channel shelves, and trout love to hang out in those hidden pockets. When I fish the Dream Stream, I usually bring 2 rods. My nymphing rod is always with me, and depending on the season, I'll either bring a streamer rod or a light dry fly rod. In the fall, I switch to streamers because the trout here get aggressive. My favorite setup is a bright or white articulated streamer paired with a leech behind it. I like having 2 contrasting colors because it creates great movement and presence in the water. During late spring and throughout the summer, I love fishing dry flies here. Mole flies and parachute Adams in sizes 20 to 24 are some of my go-tos. I pair those with 7X nylon tippet to keep the presentation light and natural. When I'm nymphing this river, I almost always run 3 flies on 6X leader and 6X fluorocarbon tippet. I use a subtle attractor, a natural fly, and a small midge. On the dream stream, going as small as size 26 can make or break a day. These fish see a lot of pressure, and size really matters. For kokanee salmon, I also use 3 flies, usually a bright red worm followed by 2 egg patterns. One of my favorite egg patterns is the nuclear egg. Kokanee salmon aren't as leader shy as trout, so I can get away with bigger tippet, size 3X or 4, and I always tie the flies on 2X heavy wire hooks so they don't bend when the salmon get aggressive. Also, no matter what you're fishing for, be mindful of your approach. These fish spook very easily. I recommend wearing neutral colors and moving very slowly. There have been plenty of times where I've spooked fish before even getting a cast out. And if you look closely along the trail and riverbanks, you'll notice remnants of old buildings and trestles. The Dream Stream sits in an area once tied to the Colorado Midland Railroad in the late 1800s. A few traces of that era still remain today, giving this valley both beauty and history. The Dream Stream is a place that will humble you, challenge you, and reward you all at the same time. Some days you'll find the fish, and other days you'll just find wind. But every day out here teaches you something new. If you're planning a trip, be patient, stay flexible, and keep moving. This river rewards anglers who read the water, adapt to the conditions, and don't get stuck on one spot or one fish. Thanks again for watching Keem's Catch. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you out on the river. Take care.